What is going on, guys? It is a new year. That means it's a new series. This is the Break Even series at Lake Springfield. Let's get into it. So you guys have probably seen a lot of these, break series types of videos. I know Foundation's done several. And so this is going to be a little bit of a different spin. Essentially, it is still, trying to break even. So I need to shoot better than even, AKA anything under par. We're at Lake Springfield. It's probably the most difficult course in our area, unless you drive 45 minutes, maybe an hour out. In the greater Springfield area, I would say Lake Springfield's probably the most difficult course. I have never shot better than even. I think my best is like maybe 3 over. A lot of those shots, though, I feel like I got aggressive and I could shoot under par consistently if I played smart, laid up where I needed to, make putts. I think under par is pretty achievable. So the way this is going to be a little bit of a different spin, though, is that every month that I do not succeed, so every month that I shoot even par or worse, it adds 2 hours to a live stream that I will be doing in December that we'll be doing for, however long the duration is. So most likely it'll be a putting live stream, but you might see some other little random things in there as well, maybe some giveaways. We'll see what happens. But every month that I don't succeed adds 2 hours to a total. Say I don't succeed at all this entire year, it'll be a 24-hour live stream. That would be absolutely brutal. But every month that I pass means that that's not 2 hours added. So at best, I don't do a live stream at all. And at worst, it's 24 hours. Okay, so hole 1 is 294 feet. It goes straight up this hill, super inclined. You see 294 feet and you think, oh, that's not really that far. And it's not, but it's probably 15 or 20 feet of elevation at least. And so pretty steep hill, a lot of the misses just straight into the hill. That's my miss a lot. So I'm actually gonna be throwing a drive. This is new to the bag because if you saw the brother battle, last brother battle, Cameron beat me in the last brother battle. So he took out my swords out of my bag. Crucial disc for me. So I'm gonna be giving the drive, the call up to the major leagues. All right, not great, but I'll get a par from there. All right, so like I said, not the best drive ever on hole 1 by any means, but I know that since I only have to shoot under par, I don't have to get a lot of birdies, right? Like I basically just have to play safe and pick my birdies where I can get them. And there are some pretty easy holes for me on this course. So as long as I can get those easy ones and I play safe on everything else, I think I should be fine. That's where I get myself in a lot of trouble on this course. And where I think a lot of people do is because you try to get the birdies because they're out there. Like 294 feet, not that far. I could really try to play something really aggressive, but I just threw something flippy. I threw it soft, faded out or turned over to the right, but I'm gonna get an easy par. So that's kind of my strategy going into it, is trying to pick out the ones I can birdie that I know I can, play safe on everything else. All right, so like I said, turned over a little bit to the right and we're a little bit short. And so this is where, like this hole, I'm fine playing for par if I'm outside the circle. Yeah, that's what we wanted. Those are the ones we want. I'm okay getting a par there. If it's a stress-free par, I'm fine with it. Hole 2 is 393 feet, basically dead straight, little bit of a left bender in relation to where the tee is. I can't really get there. It's still a little bit uphill. Like I hope to just be circle 2, circle 3 area where I can pitch up. The big mistake is hitting one of these first trees and still being 300 feet uphill away from the basket. So where I would normally try to do like a turnover through this left side gap, I'm throwing a Scorpius and I'm just trying to throw it straight through this middle gap here. It'll fade out to the left. Ideally, I'll have a pitch up for 3. That is so annoying. It's literally probably 2 inches from being, not good. Like I wouldn't birdie, but I wouldn't be where I'm at. Basically did the thing you can't do because I'm a little closer, probably 280 feet, but I'm forced to throw a forehand, which I'm trying not to. And so gonna just go through this gap right here, hopefully get something that fades over to the right. Did not really skip a lot, but it gives us a look. So yeah, it kind of is a gut check time decision. Cameron and I were just discussing, it's like I could lay up and just get a bogey, or I can step putt this and potentially airball. I think the problem is, Cameron heard this on a YouTube video, also on the podcast, go check it out, is that if you're gonna putt from circle 2, you gotta putt confidently. And so I think that's just what I'm gonna have to do. And that was the definition of not confident. Okay, unfortunate bogey there, but quite honestly, that's going to be one that, like I said, if I get through the gap, I don't think I'm going to be getting bogeys, but if I don't hit the gap, bogey is going to be in play for me. Like, that's just the fact of the matter. So either I need to figure out a way to lay up through the gap, you know, or something. But if I don't get through that, it's going to be a bogey majority of the time, unless my upshot's really, really good. So, hole 3, moving on, is one that I could get it back, though. This is a birdieable hole. It's so downhill. It's 406 feet, sits on a mound over to the right. The sign acts like there's a Mando on this first tree, but the city ordinance didn't let them attach it, so the Mando doesn't play. So you can go backhand hyzer. It goes over OB the whole way. The path, the road is OB. But with the way that this disc is flying, it's so overstable. I think I can just throw it out there and it'll crash into the left supernaturally. So I don't have to throw it too hard to get it down there, so I'm gonna give it a rip. Now that just misses trees. I think it's fine. Yeah. All right, so it's one of those again. I think I just need to find the holes that I can birdie. And like, I have a look here, and I think, you know, if I'm just playing with Cameron, I'm gonna jump putt this, but not today. Like, there's just, it's on a mound, and I could have theoretically the same putt if I airball back again. So it's just gonna be a little layup.
Well executed.
About as good as you can do right there.
Yeah.
Hole 4, it's like 200 something feet. Oh wow, it's way longer than I thought. 376 feet, very downhill. You might not even be able to see it. It's got a couple of alleyways down the hill. The road is all OB, road and beyond. So you can throw forehands, but with today's headwind and my angle controls are already rough with a forehand, I will not be throwing that. It also puts the OB into the most play. So I'm gonna go with the less dangerous route, and I'm just gonna try to throw backhand straight. This big tree in the middle is kind of my aiming point. If I miss left or right, it'll start falling down the hill. Miss that, dude. Ah! Dang it. That didn't really skip at all, but it gives me a circle 2 look at least to save par. Oh,
Did it break?
I cracked this disc right down the middle. You see that?
Whoa.
Peekaboo. So much for that Paul McBeth Thunderbird. All right, give myself a little circle 2 look here. This is not one, I mean, yeah. There are a couple holes that are like really difficult, and if I get a bogey on these two, these are not two that I want to get bogeys on.
This one is very bogeyable, though. I will say.
Yeah, it's
that.
like, again, it's exactly like hole 2. If you're not off the tee, it is hard. Swing. Dang it. Okay, hole 5 is 349 feet. Very similar to hole 1, just a little less uphill and a little bit longer. So I'm gonna be going with my AJ Destroyer, kind of hitting on a little Annie, just trying to get it up there. Give me a look. Ah, I threw it so low, Jacob, you bum. Throw in the air, you moron. Gosh, dang it. Miss that tree, please. All right, that's how it's going. That is how it's going. This sucked so bad. 3 over through 5 is really bad, and I've never done better than bogey on this hole. So 4 over through 6 is looming. It's a 961-foot par 5, basically about 450 feet straight up to the last light pole that you see, our electric pole, and then another 400 feet-ish left to the basket. So it's definitely a hard hole. If you go in the woods, it's bogey or double bogey at best. You basically have to get across the bridge if you want to even think you're going to get a par. So that's what we got to do. Shoot! Missed that tree! Oh, you're kidding me, dude. Tee shot was really bad. So now we're just scrambling. All right, if I wasn't exactly behind that tree, it would be really good, but now I have nowhere to throw. All right, so completely pinched, can't go up the fairway. So I'm just gonna try to pitch around the corner closer to the road so that I can throw a hyzer shot in, hopefully without any trees. I'll have to go over the road the whole way, but I'm already looking at a bogey at best, and I'm 3 over through 4, or 3 over through 5, so. Okay, I think that'll be fine. So the basket is just right up there. I'm honestly not quite as far as I thought I would be from here, but the hyzer lane is open, which I like. I don't have to deal with these trees in the middle. So I'm just gonna hit this T-bird. It's pretty stable, shaped T-bird. Just gonna try to hit it hard, let it start falling towards the basket. It's got the road that can help it out. I think I'm right in front of the tree. That was a pretty good shot.
All right, there we go. Stack those together.
Gotta have to. Yeah, this one was a great shot. Needed that to get back on track in a bad way. So now after that one, we're 3 for 6. There's a couple birdie holes coming up. We gotta capitalize. Hole 7, this is our first par 4, so I would like to try to birdie the par 4s that we have out here, barring hole 9. Hole 9 is really hard. So hole 7 is basically a straight shot all the way down the fairway about 520 feet, and then it has about a 30-foot bender to the left near the creek that we run along here. The basket's right on the edge of the creek. There's no water in it. It all plays casual, so like if you miss, not like it's OB, but just something to think about. That's gonna be fine. Little skippage. Actually, I think I can throw like a flick roller, like understable flick roller, maybe a hyzer. Luster Champ Rock 3. Should just have a little hyzer shot in. I don't think it's gonna be long enough. Well,
didn't hear it hit anything.
I mean, it hit some shrubbery, but also still skipped and moved left. So maybe I'll have like a look through the trees or something. Too much razzmatazz on the Anheuser. All right, par here is not the worst. Obviously, would have loved a birdie, but better than a bogey. Hole 8 is 235 feet, just up the hill there, and then a little hyzer shape to the left. Gotta have a birdie here. This probably plays as the easiest hole in the course, only because 18 like has the bogey potential if you go OB. But this probably plays as the easiest hole on the course, so this is one you gotta get. Oh, I need to miss that, and I didn't. Gonna try to make some magic happen here. The ditch is one of the worst spots you could be, so gonna try to do a little lean out. Didn't give it enough ante. Hole 9 is a par 4. It's 786 feet, basically a right turner the entire way. Basically makes a big J shape if you look at it from an aerial view. So we go straight about 250, 300 feet, and then it immediately doglegs to the right, around a couple of trees, about another 450 feet or so. It's a long hole, it's hard. I've only ever seen it birdied once, and the guy went roller into circle 1, made the putt. So, you know, kudos to Aaron Cook. I watched you do that in a tournament, that was cool. That's not me, and it's a headwind, so I'm just really trying to get something that kind of moves to the right. But I'm just looking for something that's in play, gives me 2 big shots into the basket. That was almost really good. And now it's really bad. Literally, it had the angle too. It's just gonna coast to the right. That stinks. Again, maybe that's the theme of this round of like almost being good. I've had a couple of shots that were, you know, just a couple of tree clips away from being pretty decent. I don't think I would have got a birdie at all from my drive, but I think I would have been well up there, you know, in the fairway. It had a good angle on it, just got shot down by that branch into a rough spot here. So, gonna have to just go forehand. It's ripping headwind. So I'm gonna have to try to just go forehand and get as far up as I can. Oh no, that's gotta sit. That's brutal. Apparently the headwind's not that headwindy. All right, win OB. That was a trash shot. So now we're just pitching out, hopefully try to get up there and save a double bogey. That'll be fine. Should be able to get up and down from there. It's not, at least distance won't be the problem from there. So in an ideal world, I feel like this is like where, you know, my second shot would have ended up. So then I could be pitching up for par, but that ain't what happened today. So we're gonna try to get up there with a rock 3.
Ooh.
All right, love no stress double bogeys, man. That's what we came to see. Okie dokie, hole 10, front 9 is over, I'm 5 over. The dream is not dead, but it's certainly on a ventilator. So we're just going to see what we can do here. Try not to totally embarrass myself. I told Cameron this stretch of like 5 holes is just really tough for me. We seem to always be in like a tough wind situation just with the water coming off the lake. And so I can never really score on these middle 5. Like hole 9 through hole 12, 13 are tough for me. So if I can sneak a birdie into one of them, you know, that'd be great. But it would probably have to be this one, honestly. So we'll try to see what we can do. I'm gonna go Scorpius, just try to punch it low, straight, see if we can get a skip towards the basket. Well, I didn't throw it low or straight, but it's fine. Well short, but it's all right. Come on!
Yes. Back 9 bandits.
Did the
Let's go.
headwind actually drop it low key? Because I thought it was hitting the band.
I don't know.
Thank goodness, made a 20-footer. Now a par on 9 would be hitting different right now because we'd be 2 over. But you know, it's not the way she drew it up. So great birdie there. Love to see it happen. Hole 11, 431 feet. Kind of follows along the downgrade. There's like a forked tridented tree actually up there, and the basket is right beneath it. You can't see it with the hill, but it's way out there. So I'm just gonna hit the Scorpius, try to hit it on this inside line. Honestly, par here is great.
Skip down the hill might be good.
Yeah, Cameron told me to aim for that last tree on the right, and that's pretty much what I did, I guess. Not a terrible spot, well short, but right behind this tree. Basket's just behind it. Just gonna go a little pitch up zone. I think I just hit the tree. A no stress par on 11 feels great to me. I just need a no stress par on the next one. I think we might be, you know, not completely dead. Have to get a lot of birdies. Par 3, 378 feet, hole 12. This one can be rough. If you have a power forehand, it's pretty good. Cameron can go up this left alleyway pretty easily most days. I could pitch a forehand through here, but I kind of have to get birdies. I think in a different round, if I'm already under par, you know, my strategy might be a little different on this hole where I might just try to pitch through even and like not even try to get a lot of distance, but right now I gotta have it. So I'm gonna be trying to go AJ Destroyer through the left side gap, trying to get it to turn towards the basket. Oh, so close. I think that should be pretty good. Maybe short, I don't know. Hole 13 is 1,154 feet. The basket is way over yonder across those fields. You probably can't even see it. It's basically long shot, long shot, long shot, hopefully in for birdie. I'm 4 over with 6 to play. If I could get a birdie here, that would be electric because 16 is birdieable. I could get the birdie there, but I also could get a triple bogey. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those types of holes. So it all matters really with the tee shot though. I gotta have a good tee shot here, put myself in position to attack. Oh, I love it. Get left. Get left. Yeah.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Gonna go same disc. Had a great shot. Basically just trying to hit it right under these trees, get as far down the fairway as I can. Oh, I need it to be higher. Ah, so close. Dude, headwind my cheeks. What the flip? I mean, that's fine, I guess. I think that's fine. It's going to be a little tester, I think, but it's in the circle, I think. All right. Out of here with a par is fine. Birdie would have been great, but that's okay. We are currently in a birdie out scenario. So going into hole 14, we got to get birdies from here on out. I can miss one, I guess, and try to ace somewhere. Those exist. I've heard of them, so it could happen. But it starts right here with hole 14, 375 feet, straight through those trees. No Mandos to deal with. Basically just throw a disc really hard and straight down there. So going with Ken Climo T-Bird. Got a forward skip, but I don't know the tailwind just like kept it going down the whole time. Tailwind just kind of kept it down, unfortunately. I still have a long jump putt. You got to run it. There's nothing else here, you know. I got to get an ace if I don't birdie, so might as well give it a bid. Swing. Come on. No chains needed.
Now that's
why
great.
you use Quad Soft Wizards, baby.
I'm happy for you.
Quad Soft.
I'm happy for you. Didn't want to say anything. You were in the way that whole time.
Oh, I don't care. Great birdie there. Feels great to see that one go in. It's like one of those where it goes back and forth. Better to be lucky than good. I'll take it. Hole 15 is 399 feet. Just down the way over there. That 399 plays like 150. So downhill. So I'm just going to flick a Firebird. Hopefully give myself something to look at the basket. Maybe it rolled.
Maybe.
It's going to be kind of far. Oh, that was close. Unfortunate par. That's one you'd like to pick up. I don't know how I ended up so short. I guess, yeah, hitting the ground just kind of killed it. But, yeah, ended up short on that one. So we got to have an ace. We got a birdie 16. I'm not going to ace 17. So we got to ace 18 and get 2 birdies. All right, hole 16 is 715 feet. Basically, big alleyway through the front, and then it kind of falls off to the left and goes through a tunnel to the basket. Tough par 4. You see how you can get a birdie, but you can also get bogey, double bogey really easily. So I wish I would stop doing that. I mean, is it just like that? Is it a headwind that I don't realize? All right, got to try to get around the corner to at least give myself like a throw-in opportunity, but it looks like the dream's dying right here. I think that's pretty good though, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Last chance, got a birdie. I mean, I guess that's not totally true. Like technically I could go ace-ace, technically, if I get a par. That's unlikely. So we're gonna go straighter T-bird, try to throw this one in. Ah, it's gonna hit the crosswind. I will tell you with absolute certainty a fairway was too much disc there. Had the pizzazz, but a little too right. Oop. Bogey is not uncommon for me on this one, but when you have, I feel like that bodes well for me though, that my drive was one of the worst I've ever had. And I had a chance at par. My second shot was pretty good. And I had to throw in. I probably would have thrown a different disc if I wasn't trying to throw in. So, you know, all things considered. Hole 17 is 474 feet. Kind of just a formality now. We're trying to get a baseline score for the first month. Way down the hill over there, you can see the top of the basket off in the distance. Really, it's just right out there. Just don't overturn something into those woods over there. The road is in play for some people. It's not for me. That's not going to flip up at all because you threw it on hyzer and you threw it with no effort. You stupid idiot. Bummer. That'd have been a cool throw-in, huh?
Yeah.
Knew it immediately out of my hand. I threw it too high. Hole number 18, last one. That was a dumb bogey, but is what it is. So we're at 5 over technically. You know, if you take your time on a 10-footer, you probably make it, but it doesn't matter at this point. So hole 18 is an island hole, 228 feet. Just plays anywhere on the mulch is on the island. It's also probably the most aceable hole on the course, one of them. So I've seen some aces go in here. So might have to come down to that some month. It isn't this month, but maybe some month. It's way too low. Might skip on though. Yep, way too low. That was egregiously bad. Sit down, you stupid idiot. That was so bad. All right, that'll finish it. So bogey on the last one. I feel like these last 2 holes really didn't like tell much of the story. Like I'm doing the 10-foot putt because I wasn't paying attention to it and missed the island. It's one of those where if you get on this, like you should get a birdie. Like there's some semi-far spots, like if you're just barely on the edge, but if you get on the island, you should get a birdie. So most months I'm wanting to get this one, but just wasn't my month. It is January, so we got plenty of time. So that'll start the timer. So we're at 2 hours at least going into 2026. Got at least 2 hours of a live stream that you'll see me on. So come back again in February. I'll try to take it down again. I think I ended at 5 over. Because I bogeyed the last 2. 5 over to start is honestly probably about what my average is, I would say. Normally my bogeys are just on not the first 5 holes, and they're more sprinkled throughout the course. So that's my biggest takeaway, is that I've got to be clean through, I need to be clean through 8 at least. I need to be even or better through 8 holes. That's got to happen, because I'm going to get bogeys or double bogeys on some of these other holes. So if I can pick up a couple on the front, that's going to be where then I give myself a little bit of a cushion. Because in reality, if you take away the first 5 holes, I would have shot 2 over, which really is not that bad. So it's just one of those where you got 11 more months, see if we can improve, hopefully. If not, 24 hours is coming your way. So come back in February, see if I can take it down. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're excited for 2025. We got a lot of stuff coming. Stay tuned. Ozark Mountain Disc to the moon. We'll see you in the next one.